Guest damage coverage isn't an option anymore. It's crucial to protect your margins. They're not only frustrating to deal with, but you have a lot of risk of extra expenses. With this one solution, you can cut a lot of lost money, and then stick around to the end because I'm going to show you how you can actually turn the solution into a little bit of a profit margin. Owners, hosts, and managers, they continue to be frustrated with the resolution center claims and the lost revenue from guest damages. The resolution center's time consuming, and lately they don't fully pay out. It ruins the guest experience because guests feel treated like a criminal the way that you have to go after the claims. On the VRBO bookings, it's non-existent. For damages, which is the same for direct bookings, you're left hostage to a $500 credit card hold that if the guest files a dispute, they're 90% likely to win. This is where guest damage waivers come in. If you haven't heard of them, think of it as a protection policy against some of the damage guests cause. It's different than insurance, and like anything that's out there, it's not perfect, but it solves two important problems. First is it stops you from losing money, and then the second is the time it takes to deal with the resolution center. It also allows you to discontinue using security holds if you're doing that on a credit card already. I'm going to take a look at the three most popular providers, the options, and then some of the costs and some feedback that I've gotten from other people in the industry. We'll look at Waivo, Truvi, and Safely. Most of these providers consider themselves damage protection and not insurance, and it's important to remember that this doesn't protect you against liability, and it's not a substitute for commercial coverage of your STR and issues like weather or wear and tear. These are for-profit companies, so they have limitations, and there's stuff they just do and don't cover. Again, don't forget, at the end, I'm going to show you how to turn this into a little bit of a profit center. Not a lot, but a little bit. So first, we'll look at Waivo. And Waivo has two options for coverage, and they go from $500 all the way up to $20,000. There's Waivo Now that can be purchased anytime, anywhere, and on the go. Their waiver limit ranges from $1,500 to $5,000. The cost starts at $39 per reservation for 10 nights, and then it's $390. The upper echelon is $79 for 10 nights and $790. They're really for smaller hosts that need quick and reliable protection, according to Waivo. The enterprise option requires a 10 minimum bookings per month. It starts at $1,500, goes up to $5,000. At the $1,500 mark, it's about $15 a night. At the $5,000 mark, it's $24 to $44. The beauty of the enterprise option is that it's volume-based pricing, so the more bookings, the lower your price. Waivo does not have a deductible. They cover pet damage. There's never any guest interaction, so you don't have to worry about that friction. Feedback from users is that they cover replacement sheets and towels, which we all know can be a pain point. But the real feedback from hosts that have had issues is that there's multiple pain points, from the most common being they deny claims for wear and tear when they really are guest damage, and they don't cover costs to take care of smoke damage, which is a really common problem. They also only cover stolen items if you have a police report, which can be really challenging for remote managers. And then for stuff like a coffee maker, if it's broken but there's no physical damage, they're not gonna replace that for you. Truvi's the next option, and they actually do both damage protection and guest screening. But for the guest screening, it's like up to $1 million of coverage. For up to $500, it's $1,750 a booking. For up to $50,000, it's $25 a booking, and for up to $1 million, it's $27.80. They also have a product that goes $500 and up, so that you could still use a credit card or use a deductible. The biggest difference, though, is that because of the guest screening, it requires guest interaction, and that becomes a friction point. Their pricing, however, is super straightforward, which I really like, including the option for the $500. Truvi does cover smoke damage. They cover unauthorized parties, excessive cleaning, and a few other things. But the trade-off is they don't take care of pet damages, and unless it's a service animal, and they only cover excessively soiled linens. In Truvi's fine print, they also say that they deduct normal wear and tear from a cash payout, and that really complicates things when it comes to solutions. We moved away from them because the fact that they don't cover pets, the fact that they don't cover linens, and then we had difficulties with their billing, and also with them being the best price, there's trade-offs. Safely is the only provider that considers themselves insurance, and they also provide guest screening. They used to offer coverage for hosts only over 10 properties, and now they have a solution for under 10. They position themselves as the first line of defense before a homeowner's policy as well. The quote I got from them included 3 levels of coverage. It ranged from 1,500 in content to 100K in content. So that starts at $15 a night, goes up to $28 a night. Their website says that they cover unintentional damage, insured property contents. By far, they're the most expensive, but they have the most coverage. Just like Waivo, there's no guest interaction, so you don't have that friction. Their damage coverage includes smoke damages, linen costs, and they cover bed bugs as well. So that's a huge plus. The feedback from hosts as well that use Safely and rave about them because they say they're easy to deal with, they get no denials, and these same hosts have used Waivo as well, so they say it's far superior. And now let's talk about how you can offset this cost. As I said earlier, we're gonna show you how to do it. You can add the coverage. You shouldn't have to add it to your expenses as well. So it's really simple. You do it with a surcharge fee in your property management system, and it's applied to every reservation. Most fee structures allow you to set it at a nightly rate or a per reservation charge. So it gives you the freedom to do it the way you want to do it. And it allows it to be lumped into the guest price so they don't ever see it. And you got to keep in mind, if you're an owner using a manager, it's very common practice for them to add a small markup for administration fee. To me, this is understandable because of all the work that it takes to go back and forth and deal with them and all the financial line item stuff in the bookkeeping. Although adding fees can have a negative effect, it's really common with other operators, and the effect is only seen on your search ranking right away, and then things will settle in. If you have any questions about this topic, or you want to know how to make sure you are protected, as always, send us a message and we'd love to be able to help you out.